There you go. Everybody can stand for the flag, please. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Call this evening's meeting to order. First, we have a proclamation for Constitution Week. Would you like to come up?
Yes, is it okay if I speak a little bit?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I'm Renee Slinker, and I'm with Daughters of American Revolution, and I guess one of your council members is also one. And anyway, September 17th is Constitution Day. And years later, in 1955, it was signed into law Constitution Week, which is September 17th to the 23rd. And how we are involved, Daughters of American Revolution, is we presented it to Congress, to the US Congress, to have the whole week of study and promoting awareness of our Constitution. And so our chapter that covers many counties, but I'll just say mainly Paola and Lynn County and Miami County, we teach the Constitution to fifth grade students during that week of September 17th to the 23rd. In August, we go to the city council meetings and have a proclamation signed so that you will have time to post it in your commons area for viewing for the community to review and get ready for it. Also next year, July 4th, is going to be our 250th anniversary of our independence. And I just want to say it's a very important document, but the Constitution is what made us have independence. It's basically it. The Constitution is what provides the Bill of Rights and our freedoms. So anyway, I do have some pocket constitutions. Now, I know some of you probably last year got some. If you did get one, please don't take another one because we do give these out to the schools. But if you don't have one, I'd be glad to hand you one if you want one. Pocket constitution. Does anyone want one? Okay. And I also have, who was the other person? Did you want? Oh, okay. And I do have also a bookmarks that have the preamble to the Constitution, which is the first paragraph. Would anyone want a bookmark? Okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Thank you.
I'm kind of nifty.
Thank you.
You are. Anyone else? Did I miss anyone? Anyone? Okay.
I like for sure.
Thank you.
Very patriotic.
Thank you. Just right for the occasion.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's all I have to say. Hope that you post the original proclamation. I can come over there behind you while you sign, or you can come up here,
Come up
however
there.
you want me to do.
I can come up there. I don't know if everyone knows this, but they read the Declaration of Independence at Independence Hall on the 4th of July every year. Billy,
I'm sorry, but
they read the Declaration on
that's
the
wonderful.
steps.
Yeah, it is wonderful. I don't know if you have a parade. Well, you can still celebrate the 250th year of our proclamation.
All right, so I'll go into this. Whereas September 17th, 2025 marks the 237th anniversary of the drafting of the Constitution of the United States of America by the Constitutional Convention. And whereas it is fitting and proper to accord official recognition to this magnificent document and its memorable anniversary, and to the patriotic celebrations which will commemorate the occasion. And whereas Public Law 915 guarantees the issuing of a proclamation each year by the President of the United States of America, designating September 17th through 23rd as Constitution Week. Now therefore I, Mayor Lee House, by virtue of the authority vested in me as mayor in the city of Paola, Kansas, do hereby proclaim the week of September 17th through 23rd as Constitution Week, and ask our citizens to reaffirm the ideals of the framers of the Constitution had in 1787 by vigilantly protecting the freedoms guaranteed to us through this guardian of our liberties, remembering that lost rights may never be regained.
Thank you very much. I'm gonna take a picture of this next one.
All right.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And thank you, I appreciate that. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Anyone like to?
All right, now we have the consent agenda. Did anyone on the council have any questions on the consent agenda? If not, is there a motion?
I move to approve the consent agenda as presented and authorize the mayor to sign.
I second that motion.
McMahon,
Aye.
Hugo,
Aye.
Brown,
Aye.
Shield.
Aye.
All right, motion passed. Next, we have comments from the public. Is there anyone here that has any comments for anything not on the agenda? Okay. Next, we have a public hearing for the potential CDBG commercial rehab project at 110 East Peoria Street. Can I get a motion to open the public hearing?
I make a motion to open the public hearing, Ms. Mayor. I second that motion.
McMahon.
Aye.
Hugo.
Aye.
Brown.
Aye.
Shields.
Aye.
All right.
I'm back again.
Yeah.
Brett Wagner, Governmental Assistance Services. I'm a grant writer. Our company's been hired by the property owner at 110 East Peoria for a CDBG application. We've been through all this before. I apologize that we're doing it again. Hopefully a very short exercise and a couple documents that had to be changed and have to be re-signed. He elected to redo his budget and he's actually putting in a little bit more money than he was before. Anytime that we change the budget or the scope of work in a CDBG project, we have to redo the public hearing. Luckily, we hadn't applied yet, so we're able to do that. And that's what we're here for tonight.
Do they have questions about it?
Was it,
Maybe.
was that informed the last time they had the public hearing for it?
We've had one already, yeah. And there were no comments last time.
There have been no changes to the project, what you doing over there to the church?
He just switched around a few of the things that he was going to do. And had the architect reword the estimate.
Okay.
So I don't remember, it's been so long since we did this last one. But I think he's actually putting more money into the restroom improvements. I think that was the biggest thing on here. He also upped the budget just a little bit. I think the number before was 404,000 total, and now it's 417,000 total. I'm pretty sure that those are the numbers.
Okay.
Same time frame, same process for everything.
So we probably close the public hearing if no one has any comments, and then if there's any more questions. Yeah, okay. Can I get a motion to close the public hearing?
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing. Yes, Mayor.
I second that motion.
Man.
Aye.
Hugo.
Aye.
Brown.
Aye.
Shields.
Aye.
All right, thank you. Now we consider the approval of the CDBG application and documents, and these are the ones with the updated numbers. Are there any other questions on this? Didn't change by much.
It really didn't change by much at all,
To have
but
to
it's,
do everything.
even if it's a penny there,
Right.
they're real sticklers, so we just
Yeah.
want to be sure that we've got everything perfect before
Yeah.
we submit this.
That's good.
And there's no financial risk for the city on that at all. Okay, thank you. If there's no other questions, I'll make a motion to approve and execute the CGDBG application. Documents to include resolution number 2025-0115 for 115 East Peoria and authorize the necessary signatures.
I second that motion.
110 piece, 110
Yeah,
piece period.
110.
That's what I said, wasn't it?
115.
You said 115, but yeah,
110,
110, yeah.
110, so.
We'll just clean it up before we
There
go.
He was talking about a
There's too
penny
many tens
there.
and fifteens in there.
But if it's a penny, I
So
figured.
110 is Peoria.
So it is 110.
Yeah.
McMahon,
Aye.
Hugo,
Aye.
Brown,
Aye.
Shields.
Aye.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I would say, Stephanie, I'll check back in with you. I can't submit the application until 15 days after the public hearing. And the reason for that is if anyone should offer a written comment, I'll check that with you before I submit the application and see if you have any. And if you do, we'll incorporate those. If not, then we'll just get it submitted and I'll be back here eventually, hopefully in 45 to 60 days after that application is submitted.
Okay.
Thanks for your time. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Have a good night. Thank you.
All right, new business, the 2025 standard traffic ordinance, which is something we do every year.
I did, after chatting with Councilmember Shields today, I realized our housekeeping might be new for some of our members, so I thought I would show you, we always do the STO and the UPOC every year, it's publication by the league. These are what we are actually approving, these are used by the police department. So I wanted to show you what we're doing.
Gotcha.
Yes, we just, we slightly amend them, so those are also, I do put the ordinance inside and any amendments are done in there as well. So those are updated to show what we approve in our ordinance.
And the modifications are on your papers. And they're the same ones that we do.
There was pretty much both books, there was minor changes this year. I think the UPOC had one change and the SEO had like an addition, but Chief Corbin reviewed them and everything was fine.
I did have a question on that, the section 194, where there's the minimum mandatory sentencing. So we're just removing that from our adoption of the STO, is that correct?
This is the
Or was that
Normal
removed from
standard.
the STO? Or are we as a city individually removing that, or was it removed
It's,
from the document?
it's removed from the document.
Okay,
We can no longer sentence for a whole year on driving while suspended.
okay,
So they've modified those sentencing guidelines.
gotcha. Yeah, that's all I have.
Any other questions? If not, is there a motion?
Yeah, I make a motion to adopt ordinance number 3234, incorporating by reference the 52nd edition of the STO, certain emissions and amendments.
I'll second that motion.
McMahon,
Aye.
Hugo,
Aye.
Brown,
Aye.
Shields.
Aye.
All right, motion pass. The 2025 Uniform Public Offense Code, same kind of thing. And some, remind me, and this may have been the other last one, but some of these we take out because they're dealt with more at the county level. Is that right? Yeah. Any questions on the UPOC?
I have none.
No, is there a motion?
I move to adopt ordinance number 3235, incorporating by reference 41st edition of the UPOC with certain omissions and amendments.
I'm gonna second the motion.
McMahon,
Aye.
Hugo,
Aye.
Brown,
Aye.
Shields.
Aye.
Motions. All right, the 2025 audit letter of engagement.
Yeah, Harold did submit one for the 2025 audit. He did not increase the price at all, so it'd be the same amount, the 16,990 for the audit.
I was nervous because we usually do this at the same time.
Yeah,
I'm like, is he done?
I know, that's why I was like, please send me that.
Yeah.
For years he's been doing that to us, and yeah, we all get nervous.
He does a great job
Yes, he does.
and no increase is good.
Yes, knowing your auditor helps a lot.
Mhm.
In their language.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just learned it. And
Yeah.
It's nice having, you
Yeah.
know, exactly what they're asking for.
Mhm. You may have any questions on it? I don't know how long he's been doing it, but he's been doing it as longer than I've been
Yeah,
here,
so long.
right? If there's no questions, is there a motion?
Yeah, make a motion to accept the letter of engagement with Hagler and Gettert to audit the city of Paola for calendar year 2025, in the amount of $16,990 and authorize the necessary signatures. I'll second that motion.
McMahon.
Aye.
Hugo.
Aye.
Brown.
Aye.
Shields.
Aye.
All right. Motion pass. Next, we have the private placement for series 2025 OG bonds.
Yes, please hang on, because this is a long one. This is essentially 3-in-1. So, just to recap, at the July 8th meeting, the city council passed ordinance 3233, project authorization, with authorized the 3 projects, which is the addressing the stream bank erosion along Weir Creek, updating the meters for the city water system, and then replacing certain water service lines to reduce lead and copper, or galvanized. So, the next, in order to do that, we are looking to do, $1,050,000 plus interest and costs on temporary financing. So the bonds will be paid off using the existing bond and interest mill, with the last payment being issued in 2029. And as discussed during budget, we were able to do this without increasing that mill. We're just gonna essentially, take over the payments that will drop off. So we're gonna just continue the same amount, so it won't lower or increase, it'll stay the same. So the next 3 steps that are required in order to move forward is the first one is for the council to approve private placement through the Rural Water Financing Agency instead of utilizing the traditional public offering. So as we discussed, we're going to utilize the Rural Water Financing Agency. Essentially, we will be in partnership with a group of people going for bonds, and then they give us the money. We get to use their rating and all of their underwriting for it. So it's a little less paperwork and underwriting requirements for us on the front end, and we already have a good rating, so it kind of works out well for everybody. It is done quarterly, so that is why we are moving forward this now, so we can have it issued by September. So the first step will be to approve a motion to do the private placement. The second step would be adopting ordinance 3236, which would authorize the issuance of the bonds. We authorize the projects. The next step will be authorize the issuance. And then the third step will be resolution 2025 16, and that outlines all of the details of the bonds that we are going to be issuing. I want you to pay special attention because in section 2 of the resolution, it does say that the final bond purchase agreement is subject to approval by the city manager and bond council and authorizes the mayor to execute it. So after the bonds are issued, the final agreement essentially will be determined and approved by myself with bond council, and the mayor will execute before we can come back to a meeting. So that's what they are saying, so that we can go ahead and approve and get the money. It is subject to parameters in the resolution, which is it can't go over the maximum limit that you guys already approved, and it has a cap on the interest, which is 4%. So if it goes over that, we just will not do it and do a different route. So that is, I don't want you to think that I'm going to have us on hook for $3 million. I'm not gonna do that. You guys, it has parameters set. So as long as it's in those parameters, then we will approve it. So those are the 3 next steps to take in order to get the issuance. Clear as mud. Any questions?
So 1,050,000 is the max,
Yes,
4% is the max.
yes. Mary Carson and Greg Barnberg will be doing all of the background work as well. So it's not me making this whole decision. I will have their input.
I know you would not go out of the love.
Absolutely not. And Mary Carson, our bond counsel, did draft the motions and the ordinance and the resolution as well.
Ms. Shannon, I just have a quick question, if you don't mind, probably misunderstanding on my part. If you go down there, the bonds in the first paragraph introduction, the bonds we paid off utilizing the existing bond and interest payment, with the last payment being issued in 2029.
Mhm,
which would be 4 years.
mhm.
And it's this one that we're paying off, this, one that we're on the 26th.
Mhm.
That's the one leaving, this one's showing up.
Mhm.
Go ahead,
You are correct.
thank you.
Mhm. And the total amount is 1.5 million.
1,050,000.
Okay, 1 million.
Yes.
Okay.
Any other questions on it? It's good to have the option when we need it. And it's good to have something paying off.
Yes.
All right, if there aren't any other questions, can I get a motion on that first section?
If you have one more question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So this is my naivety in the subject. But is it almost like a 1,050,000 line of credit? So you're gonna start with the 600,000 and then we'll take out the other chunks as we use it?
They give it all to you at once.
Okay.
Yeah.
But with bonds, they're specific for specific.
Yes, which is why you have the authorizing resolution,
Mhm.
so you can only use those funds for those projects. The amounts can vary a little bit. So if we goes over by 100,000, that's fine, as long as those funds are used for those authorized projects.
Okay.
Is there a time frame to use that money in the bonds or?
As long as you pay it back, no.
One good thing about something like this is, say some stuff comes in under cost, which never happens, but let's just say it does. Then maybe you have a little bit left over. Water service lines are forever, so
Yes,
even if it's 20 years down the road and you still have that money sitting there, you can use it for water service lines.
we'll definitely be able to pick it up with one of those 3 projects.
Mhm.
Yes,
So you're not like pigeonholed where you can't get to it because you said you're gonna do this with it.
yes, that was our intent.
Do we have a time estimate on when we're gonna get started on the other projects?
No, because we don't know exactly what Weir Creek's gonna come in at, and that's our main one, so we're kind of focusing on,
Left over.
yes, see how much that's gonna take up, and then we'll probably work on those.
And the water system or the meters and the water service lines are kind of how you go
Yes,
because of time and materials and.
correct.
Okay.
People,
Mhm.
labor, yeah,
Yeah, all of this stuff. that we
all
have
of
to work on.
it.
Okay. Anybody have any other questions? If not, is there a motion on that first part?
Yeah, I move for the city to seek a private placement of its general obligation bond, series 2025 with Rural Water Financing Agency from Bowling Green, Kentucky. Through its public project flexible term program, subject to the execution of a bond purchase agreement for the bonds, which result in a true interest cost for the bonds not exceeding 4%. It's a very run-on sentence.
Yeah. Done by a lawyer, by the way.
Nice.
You have a second?
Second.
McMahon,
Aye.
Hugo.
Aye.
Brown.
Aye.
Shield.
Aye.
All right, motion passed. And is there a motion on that next one?
I'll make a motion to adopt ordinance 3236, authorizing the issuance of the city general obligation bond series 2025.
I second that motion.
McMahon,
Aye.
Hugo.
Aye.
Brown.
Aye.
Shields.
Aye.
Motion passed. All right, last but not least,
I move to adopt and approve resolution number 2025-016. Prescribing the form and details of and authorizing and directing the sale and delivery of the city's general obligation bonds. Series 2025 with certain terms of the bonds determined in and subject to conditions described in the bond purchase agreement between the city and RWFA as authorized and described in section 2 of the resolution.
I second that motion.
McMahon.
Aye.
Hugo.
Aye.
Brown.
Aye.
Shields.
Aye.
All right, motion passed.
Good job, Randy.
Good
Good job.
Thank you for your work on that, Randy. I know it gave you some heartburn, but
Here, it's all
you
right.
did good work on it
Thank you.
and had all the answers. All the most important ones. This is what's paying off. This is what we're doing.
There we go.
Yeah, so good job.
Thanks.
All right, next, the interlocal emergency response agreement, which we talked about at work session.
So, yes, this is an agreement between the city of Lewisburg, Miami County, city of Osawatomie and us. That allows them and us to respond to emergency situations. And because of the joint dispatch in Miami County, it allows them to request on behalf of those agencies. We don't always have the time to request over the radio. And it allows the dispatchers to send out a tone that we can respond. And we do still plan on having an officer within our city. But we would, when we're available, we would like to be able to respond to these. That's what this agreement allows us to do and allows the other cities to come into our city also when we request that.
And I didn't think about this the other night, but maybe it's because fire chief's sitting there. This is just PD or is this all first responders?
No, this is just PD,
Okay.
but it pertains to officer involved situations.
Okay. Anybody have any other questions for Chief Corbin? If not, is there a motion?
I move to approve the interlocal emergency response agreement and authorizing the necessary signatures.
I second that motion.
McMahon.
Aye.
Hugo.
Aye.
Brown.
Bye.
Shields.
Aye.
All right, motion passed. The NRP interlocal agreement.
Excuse me. So the neighborhood revitalization plan was adopted by the city in 2004. And with that, you have to have interlocal agreements with the taxing entities within that district. So it would be the school district and Miami County. Unfortunately, those are expired. The plan is still intact, but those are expired. So able to move forward to continue, we have to have new interlocal agreements. So that is what we are proposing today. Lee Tetweiler actually drafted these back in 2004 and we reviewed them for everyone. This is once if the council wants to move forward and approve these, I will then go to the school board and the county to get them executed, and then it'll be sent to the Kansas Attorney General for approval. After that, we can move forward. I did get notification from the appraiser's office that we already had someone try to apply this year. They're gonna honor it and continue to move forward because I gave them good faith that we are gonna continue. Worst case scenario, if it doesn't, they will just issue their move back, essentially is what it will be, and it'll just be done. So it is just good to know that it's being used, so
Yeah.
it's a good thing, so. But yes, so this is just the two interlocal agreements with the school district in Miami County to continue to do the neighborhood revitalization plan. No amendments to the plan are being done today, but we would like to in the future, but today we're just gonna continue with what we have.
This is good for 10 years unless we change it.
Correct.
Is there any reason it sunsets at 10 years? Is it just so we can review and kind of?
Yes, sir.
Do stuff as we need?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Any other questions on this? If not, is there a motion?
I move to approve the neighborhood revitalization agreement with Miami County and the Paola School District and authorize the necessary signatures.
I'll second that agreement.
McMahon.
Aye.
Hugo.
Aye.
Brown.
Aye.
Shields.
Aye.
All right, motion passed. Next, we have the confirmation of notice of Emma filing.
Yes, another one of our housekeeping items. So the 2024 financial statement and operating data were filed with the electronic municipal market on July 24th. You should have received an email stating that is required by the SEC that I do that. So the filing links the city's info with the outstanding bonds. So the 2024 filing includes the 2014, 16, 2020, and 23 bonds, which I've included those. You should have a separate form there. So Leanne and I were discussing today, I don't know if you checked out the ridiculous list of maturity dates on here. So those are tied to all of these payments that are on these sheets. Every single one of them is called a maturity date. So she pointed out that I guess I never really paid attention. They go back to 1985. We don't have any bonds currently that are outstanding that have those maturity dates. So I contacted Greg Marberg, and he told me that they cities used to pick and choose, so I would pick our 4 outstanding bonds. Well, some cities would miss those and then get in trouble for not reporting all of their bonds, so they just go way back. So they include all the bonds, so that's why that list looks so silly. We do not have all those outstanding. Yeah, so, yes, let's see, so yeah, if you would just acknowledge that, that has been submitted to Emma, that will satisfy our agreement.
We have 3
We
outstanding
do,
bonds
we
now.
paid one off this year, so
And
I,
then when we pick up this new one that we just voted on,
We'll still
that
have
would
3,
just be 3.
yeah, because one's gonna drop off.
Okay.
Anybody have any questions on that?
I will say on the back of the page, I was interested in this. The 10 highest paying businesses in the city and number 1, I thought, I knew what Flashpoint was. I thought it was Arista, which it is. For some reason or other, I thought they were a 501c3, but they aren't. And they're paying like $147,000 a year in property taxes. But I found it interesting. And the Prairie Place, I checked on it and they do pay $119,000. So anyway, it was kind of interesting.
I had my husband guess who was the top and he didn't even get it, not even close, because people don't think about it.
no,
No.
Yeah.
Marbles.
Yeah.
Anybody have any other questions about the Emma filing? No, is there a motion?
I'll tackle it.
There's too many words.
Okay, I did so well last time.
You did.
You're gonna do it?
I move to acknowledge that in compliance with section 2 of the continuing disclosure policy for the city of Paola, the city clerk did provide to the governing body written confirmation that the 2024 audit report and the 2024 operating data for the city of Paola were electronically filed on the electronic municipal market access EMMA system on July 24th, 2025.
I second that motion.
McMahon,
Aye.
Hugo,
Aye.
Brown.
Aye.
Shields.
Aye.
Motion passed. All right, next we have the professional services agreement, for the Weir water line with Paw Valley Engineering.
Yes, ma'am. So as we discussed, well, part of our bond issuance is to fix the Weed Creek water line. As we discussed at work study, we initially thought we were going to stabilize the stream bank, and now we are going to relocate the water line across the street to get it away from the stream bank. So because of that, we need a new agreement with Call Valley because they started the stream bank and now we're switching directions. So that is essentially all it is. So this is a new agreement for them to perform the professional services of topographic survey, preparing the construction plans, permitting through KDHE, prepare contract and bid documents, provide construction administration, and then construction testing and inspection, as well as administrative and project management for the total of $40,050. That's it. If you have any questions, you can ask Brett.
So Brett, to clarify, the construction administration would not be them directly doing the construction, they're just gonna be the supervisory body to it.
Correct.
And then
Engineering
just report to us and tell us if anything is messed up or if it's all good.
It was go out for bids, just so.
Gotcha. Yeah,
We utilize them for the whole dam project as well.
Okay.
So,
Go do your.
Lake Paola Dam project as well.
Yeah. That sounded. Oh.
It says it. Yeah. Yeah, we always talk about it. Like Paola Dam project.
I got a question, Shannon. This is an inspection. You're gonna do that a little later on.
I'm sorry, what?
The inspection on the project is gonna be later on. After the fact.
Of the entire project?
I mean, after we do the installation, I guess either Brett or somebody will inspect it, right?
Call Valley is?
All right, but it's not part, is it part of this?
Yes,
Oh, it is?
yes, it says, construction management, construction testing, inspections,
We got all that for 40 grand?
yes.
Good.
Well, you know, they already did half the plans, so.
Well, a typical you look for is you look for 10% of the total cost, and if you go inspection on that, you got a really good price. With that, I'm gonna jump in on this one. If you guys have more questions. I'll make a motion to approve the professional service agreement from Call Valley Engineering, Inc. in the amount of $40,050 and authorize the necessary signatures.
I will second that motion.
McMahon,
Aye.
Hugo.
Aye.
Brown.
Aye.
Shield.
Aye.
Motion passed. Bid consideration for 115 West Via.
Yep, so the city was accepting sealed bids on June 25th to August 5th. For the acquisition of the property at 115 West Wea, city has no set reserve price for the bid submissions. Bid request was published in the Atlanta County Republic and on the Paola website on June 25th. Site inspections for the property were available by appointment Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. and bids closed August 5th at 4 p.m. City received 4 bids before the deadline. Bid number 1 was Keith Myers with H&K LLC at $20,000. Bid 2 was Rob George with Legacy Properties and Development at $20,000. Bid 3 was Victoria and Joseph Lohman Realty and Investments at $52,000. Bid 4 was Jason Eastland at $50,000. I do know that Keith Myers with HK LLC, his plans were to make it a office for his business, home builder. Rob George, I believe his possible initial plans were to look at maybe some mini storage, some conditioned storage spaces. I'm not sure on Victoria Lohman and Jason Eastland, you know, if they had any other. So those are the only 2 that I know of any possibilities with.
Also, as noted in the memo, that bid 2 and bid 4 did not submit all of the required documentation. You do have the right to waive that, but I just wanted to note that as well.
And just a note before I forget, since these weren't online because of banking information, if you don't have a shredder at home, feel free to give them back to Stephanie.
Please do, yes.
She will shred them for you. Do we have any questions on this, comments? We discussed it a little bit already. I was about to get some bids. Obviously, it would be nice if they were higher. But better than none.
We followed all the rules, regulations and everything, and these are the 4. If we waive it, but it's the 4 qualified bids that we have presented to the commission. I mean, just give me the council.
Since I'm the only one, I think that we don't know about Anthony because he wasn't in a work session, but that isn't a little bit of disagreement on moving forward with it. I had some time to think about it and process it and then do a little bit of research too, just to ask around and try to figure out like some different pieces of information. And one of the things that I came about that makes me feel still in favor of not accepting any of these bids. And let me say this, I would, to me, the best path forward would be to not accept these bids and to list it on the MLS. And my thought process behind that is that I just very unscientific, asked around, like how many people knew that this building was, it was open and available for bids. And nobody I asked knew it was available. And so I think that that's, you know, real estate 101 is that the more people you get interested, more competitive bids you're gonna get, and that's gonna be an important part of the puzzle. If I thought that the second piece that I think is useful information is I think that we're looking at like conservatively more than double what we're getting in these bids, and uh maybe not optimistically quadruple what we're getting in the bids, in the highest bid. Uh, just from asking around some of the real estate folks, their opinions on what it would sell for on MLS. I realized that everybody would like to kind of be done with it, and I understand that. There's part of it, I would like to be as well, and probably I don't have the same wounds because I haven't been involved with it for all the time, but just from kind of a business standpoint, and even try to look at it from a citizen standpoint, I think we owe it to the citizens to get what we can, to do that is reasonable to get as much as we can. So I would be in favor of that, but I realize I'm just one, and to me, I hope nobody takes offense that I disagree. I respect all of you. I think it's a valid opinion to move on with the bids, but if it wasn't such a big difference, I wouldn't think that much of it. If folks would come back to me and saying, well, you probably get like 70 or 80 for it, I think that changes it, but seeing that one other thing I forgot to mention is I think that one of the really fun parts about the ice cream shop coming to the square is that it's sort of spurs an imagination of what the square would look like with a few more businesses that would bring in traffic and community to the square. And without, if one of these applicants was proposing with this bid, an idea that like, hey, this is what I'm gonna do with it, and this is how it's gonna benefit the community. If they got a smoking deal on it, and that's because the whole reason I understand from what you guys said before is to help the square, revitalize the square, and to make it a better place. So if someone got a great deal and they were gonna be doing that, then I think that makes it a little easier pill to swallow without knowing what the plans are. To me, I think that, yeah, I don't know how office buildings would be better than it sitting vacant, but, how that helps create, community on the square, so, I think that's
I,
all my thoughts.
I got to dovetail with, Councilman Brown was saying, we went in with the idea of not making money. And we knew that going in. There wasn't no thought process that ever was, and we were saving infrastructure. And I was driving down the square the other day, and I said, well, if nothing was here, this was all blank, and I'm gonna recreate what's in there right now, the millions of dollars that I'd have to spend on doing that infrastructure. It would be literally millions of dollars. You really don't want to lose a place on the square because the one there at the corner next to the dentist office has been a vacant lot for 35 years, I would guess. I don't know whether anybody ever came up with the money to do it. It's difficult to build on the square. It's expensive to build on the square. But the city went in with the expectation that we're gonna save some infrastructure, which we did. And it was to the point that it would have took down the other two buildings. And I just found it tough that we're gonna go in next year and we're gonna talk about, let's save the square, let's start doing stuff, and at the same token, condemning a building down there and tearing it down. And put some plywood up and where it is. So do I think we did the right thing? Yes, I do. When it was all said and done. We saved a portion of the square over there, and it was expensive, but that was our goal. That's what we wanted to do. So then we get to the next step. Now we have to sell the building. And everybody has an expectation of what that building's worth, me included. I asked around, not lately, like Councilman Brown did, but I asked around, what is this thing's worth? What do you think it is? And the answers that I got was about where this is, maybe just a little bit more, but not a whole lot more. For the fact of the matter is that they have to put tenant finish in there. So if somebody's gonna come in and look at this and they got tenant finish, that amount of money, then it's gonna boil itself down to how much can they put into that building and realistically get a return on investment. I work government my whole life, so I'm probably talking stuff that I really don't know that much about. But I do know that when you get a building on the square, you have to make that return and you have to make that investment that you have on there. I think a few eye-opening things for me is the cost to redo these buildings. The cost is absolutely astronomical. And unfortunately, those buildings deteriorate a little bit every day. That's just the nature of the beast. So going in there and basically saying, I want to make a profit, not really our job. That's not our job to do. It's our job to facilitate growth. Do I wish that we would make more money? Yes, I do. I have concentrated over this like I've nothing else on the council, and took a look at it. If I thought for 1 second that a realtor could walk up to that podium right there and tell this council, I can get $150,000 out of this, let me go, everybody would vote on it. And if that same one says, if it's less than 150, don't worry about it, I'll make up the difference, I'd go for it a second. I really, really would. But what I usually hear is that we start out and it's worth this much. And then they run into the exact realities that we ran into. You get here, you get here, you get here. And you get yourself down to probably, which I believe, I thought this thing was gonna top out about 70 grand. That's people that I talked to. If somebody could come in there and tell me, yes, I can get you 150, well, yeah, there's nobody in this sits around here that wouldn't go for it. I just don't think somebody's gonna come up there and do that for us. The second thing is that we followed a process. And the process says, here's A, B, C, and D. And it was on Facebook. Josh, it wasn't on the MLS. I'll be the first to admit it was not on that. Did we shrink it down? Probably did. Did we shrink it down to the point that we're only getting a third of the price? I don't think so. But I do know that we've got 4 legitimate bids on it that followed the process. And that, and we did save our infrastructure. We did accomplish that, Pat, and we did get this. It was done with ARPA money, which had restrictions to it. I understand that. You couldn't take it and reduce your mill levy, and you couldn't do things like that with it. But it's a tough decision. Do I expect to be a unanimous decision? Probably not. But if 52 was the highest bid, done correctly, I don't have any problem going with 52. If somebody walked in here and offered 150 through a realtor says, oh, I'll sell this thing for 150, guaranteed, that's a different story. But I seriously doubt if I got a realtor show up here and say he's gonna sell it for. So that's just my opinion. So.
Well, I'd like to also say that this was not the city of Paola's money in a roundabout way. It was ARPA money. That was one reason I voted for it, because it wasn't coming out of our general fund. And to tear the building down, I think the cost was going to be what, 250,000?
Yes.
It was gonna cost 250,000 to tear it down. So for 400,000, we could rebuild it and not have a hole in between our buildings. And it was also destroying the buildings on each side with water drainage and all that. So, yeah, yes, I would have liked to have gotten more money out of it, but, then you have the case, if we had listed it with a realtor, how could we have, what realtor would we have chosen? I mean, and then you're gonna pay a 6% interest on, commission. So, the way I look at it is, if people watch and read the newspaper and are observant, they would have known it was for sale, and, if they didn't, somebody's getting a good deal. And, it's going back on the tax rolls.
When did this entire process start for the property from the quit claim deed on?
Quit claim deed on.
Yeah, from that point forward.
Are you talking about the very first time we discussed this building, or?
Well, the time in which the city took possession of it, it was removed from the tax rolls, or when it stopped paying taxes.
2020.
2023.
And they were behind in their taxes, like
So we've had 3 years of
$11,000.
no tax revenue from the property, plus however many years of
Mm.
back
Well, that's
taxes.
the lag, we paid the back taxes, so they had a little bit of.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
but,
Throw money, yes.
yeah, so I'm of the camp, I'm kind of sad I missed the works. It sounds like it was a riveting discussion, but.
Was
It was-
That's
The building was
important.
full. And I'm being
Yeah.
generous and saying poor shape.
The building's gone on discussion for years.
I'm definitely of the camp that returning something to tax rolls is better than not. The income to the services that we provide, the infrastructure we provide is pretty important. Outside of that, I have a habit of checking the listings for residential and commercial properties around town, basically weekly, and there's been half a dozen properties listed on the square for the better half of the last 2 years. I mean, things come and go, but there's a consistent, steady stream of properties that are listed. And while this is in better shape than some of those ones, I mean, they sit in the same realm, not to say that we shouldn't get the most value out of it, but I'm weary of, if we do list it, it's just gonna continue to get knocked down in price, and it's gonna sit there and not accrue any tax revenue for the city, not provide any direct benefit.
How much do you think the tax revenue it's gonna create in 20, like how much we lose?
And that's a good question. I would be able to pinpoint.
In comparison to. Give me that. I just I'm I think it would be really easy to. I don't think we're losing anything by passing up these bids. I think it'd be you could sell it tomorrow. However you went about it. For 52,000, I think there'd be a lot of people who would do that. I don't think. If we lose out on time for another 60 to 90 days, and Randy, you brought up the insurance and things like that, so for sure that's something to consider. I just think that we're not leaving a small amount on the table, and I will second too. I want to say that and what I'm saying has nothing to do with whether this was the right decision or not. This has been handled, I believe, the way it should have been handled. This whole time, I just disagree on the sales portion of it.
That's fair.
Just for a matter of clarification, not to complicate everything, all those things. So. If we did, I mean, they may go with the bids, I have no idea. If they did not, is there a way to have a turnaround by the next meeting, or is that too quick? Are we required to extend it 60 to 90 days?
Oh, a turnaround for what? What do
To
you?
have, like, are we able to next month vote on a bid again? Or is there some sort of
Yeah, okay.
requirement?
So, the state statute, all you have to do to sell a property is the city can sell it any way it's deemed necessary.
Okay.
You could sell it right this second, you don't have to have bids. This is just the formal process we have done for every public
Mhm.
property we have sold since I've been here, which is why we stuck with it.
Which I think is the best way,
Yeah.
still.
So, but like I said, whatever way the council deems is necessary is legal to sell.
Whatever we do tonight, like I said, I don't know, because we
Yes.
don't know.
Mhm.
I would steer away from not having anything done by the next meeting. I wouldn't extend it past that, and I would steer away from listing it with a realtor. I would stick with our way of doing it. We can add caveats if anybody wants to change anything, or we can be done with it tonight, and I'm perfectly fine with that as well. Just my 2 cents for what it's worth.
But if this thing's resold for a profit within 2 years, our contract stipulates we get a certain percentage of that.
That traditionally, that is what we have done. In the water treatment plant contract, we have that if it was sold in 2 years, we get 50% of the profit, correct?
Is that true on this sale?
Is that?
They have not been drafted yet, so yes, we can do that.
So we can draft stipulations
Yeah.
Well,
for
that sounds.
whoever we go with.
Yeah.
If we are to go with them.
Within the legal realm, yes.
If we do that, I think because the amount is so small, 52,000 just to sit for an investor to sit on 52,000
Mhm.
would be really easy.
Absolutely.
So I would think we should extend that term.
For what it's worth, the highest bid coming from the Lomans, they have a business that has two functioning uses in downtown Lewisburg. They have a hair salon, and then the second story is an Airbnb space. I'm not sure if that would be the same use case here, if they pursue something different, but that's two streams of income and tax revenue on top of the property tax revenue. I don't think there would be going with the highest bid in this case. I don't think there'd be a demonstrated potential of an investor just sitting on the property. I feel like they, from what's been demonstrated on that track record, would do something with the property.
That's a good point.
Mhm.
You're right. That would be property tax, that's service, sales tax, and it would hopefully translate guest tax if they would register, so.
And that's just their Lewisburg property. I'm not sure
No,
if
but
that would be the
if
same
someone were
case,
to
but
do
yeah.
that, you're right, that's three revenues.
Yeah, there's a multitude of ways in which the city could benefit long term, and I'm of the camp that the dollar cost value of, or the time cost of letting it sit versus having it filled is. I feel like it's more of a detriment to the city to let it continue to sit, but again, that's just me, that's my mentality on it.
Well, the only concern I got about this is we've all been down this road, every last one of us. Nobody likes the price. I wish it was double. But let's pretend it's $100,000. Don't you think somebody in this town is gonna say, oh, you should have got 150 out of it? Seriously, yeah. If it was 150,000, don't you think somebody in this town would come and says we're 200,000? I mean, that's just nature of people, and that's just nature of the beast. I'd like to get more money out of it, yes, I would, when it's all said and done. But as I said right now, if our goal was to make a profit on it, we should have done a whole lot different. But if it was to say, if the profit was to say, I'm gonna save buildings, because once those buildings start to go, and I'm going over the one on that burned 35 years ago, they're on the corner. Look at it today, it looks a whole lot like it did 35 years ago. That building gets tore down, we spend $250,000 on it, go there 30-some years, I won't be around, but you will. It'll look a lot like it, and unfortunately, Josh, I'm gonna agree with you, I wish we could more money out of it.
Yeah.
I really do.
I'm not disagreeing with any of what you said as far as that's concerned. Like, I don't have any kind of crazy dreams that we're gonna make profit on it. I just think that in terms of like for where we're at now, that it's a reasonable.
We have to pay insurance on the building now,
Utilities as well.
and utilities, come winter time, we'll have to keep it. The utilities turned on.
And the guy that I talked to, who's very, very well versed in the square, very well versed in the community, won't mention his name, of course. And I asked him point blank, what can I sell that building for? And he looked at me point blank and said 70 grand. So that's what I was told. So, did I want to double that? Yeah, I guarantee I wanted to double that, but I did get it, so.
The building at 12 Peoria sold for $60,000 and then was relisted, I think, 8 months later for $60,000 because the cost to renovate was just too substantial for the individual bought it, so. And
Well, and one of the buildings around the square sold on the courthouse steps for $20,000.
Yeah.
That was about 4 years ago.
Well, I do know the building next to it sold. For more money than this. but it had a return on investment. It had rental apartments in there.
Had 4 tenants that
Four
were
tenants.
going to carry over to the new ownership.
Yeah,
So
so-
things like that.
Automatically, but this one doesn't have that. This one, whatever we sell for, they're gonna put some money on. That's all there is to it.
All right, I think everyone said their
Mm.
piece,
Yes.
yes.
I'm done.
So if no one else has any other comments, I would ask someone to make a motion.
I'll make a motion, see if we get some discussion on it. I will make a motion to approve bid number 3 to Victoria and Joseph Loman Realty and Investments LLC. Bid price 52,000, which is the high bid. And can we put the caveat in there that if you sell the building within 2 years, we get, or is that something you do later on?
well, I will do the contract and the contract will be approved by you guys later on.
Okay,
So this
so
is just them approving the bid and then we'll execute the
so you
contract.
don't need no caveats.
Not right now.
All right, sweet. Okay, that's, and I'll go down, see if I can get a second, see if any discussion.
All right. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
McMahon,
Aye.
Hugo,
Aye.
Brown,
Nay.
Shields.
Aye.
All right, motion passed. Thank you
Nice
all.
discussion, everybody.
It was very good.
It was. Good discussion.
It's the way it works.
Yeah.
And you had good points, Josh. I just thought it wasn't sorry. That's my goal. All right. Next for staff reports. Chief Parkin, do you have anything? Nothing? Chief Corbin?
Oh, I got several things. First, we've extended a conditional offer to our last open position. Colton Garrettson from Parker, Kansas. 21 years old, young guy, big guy. We're looking forward, he starts 25th. He's a big guy. He's bringing some meat to the.
He was one of those linemen actually.
Oh, yay, that's good.
Yeah.
That'll be good.
Also with that, we have school starting tomorrow and then the first full day, everybody's back to Thursday. But our new officer, SRO is Benjamin Rakowski. So he will also be his first day at school tomorrow. So we were looking forward to that and we will be in full force the next week, 2 weeks in the school zones and everything, reminding everybody of the laws. Slow down, pay attention. August 13th, I will be teaching active attack training for Holy Trinity. So got that going on. And then last Friday, we had Sergeant Oath out. Did our first fitness award testing. And so the PD has implemented, we give a ribbon. We had set standards for fitness, physical fitness at the PD. You meet those standards, and you get to wear the ribbon on our Class A uniforms. And we had 8 people attend and 8 people passed. So we are excited about that. It has definitely generated what we wanted it to do. People start working out. And so happy to see that. And then yesterday, I had the opportunity with Captain Jenkins, Officer Ellsworth, and our city manager to attend Deputy Ming's funeral. And it is a tradition in law enforcement. We try to attend all the local funerals when we have an officer die in the line of duty. But one thing that is not normal, and I was very pleased, and kudos to our city manager that attended, because that is something that you don't see. And it is great that to see that support from the city manager, to support the PD and our officers to see that also. So, thank you. I'm being. Yeah. That's all I got.
Okay. Brett?
Don't really have anything tonight.
No?
We painted the sidewalks
Other than.
and the crosswalks. You did a great job on the crosswalks.
Baptist Drive.
And Baptist Drive. See, you did a lot of things.
And the tree in the Wallace Park, not in Wallace Park, in the Park Square.
Intersections done up there by the schools.
You did a lot of things. You're great.
Mitch?
So we have two new business consults next week. We have the Talk of the Town, which took over for Revive. They're moving to the square, so good news there. Right next to the ice cream shop. It should be open, I think, in September. They've got a couple of things to do in there. And then a new salon that is going in, can't remember the address. I think it's 1012 North Pearl. It's the old glass shop. Jones Built Homes owns it now. It's his daughter starting her own salon there. So that'll be going in here before long. Planning Commission next week. We have two public hearings for CUPs. One is for refrigerated storage at the old Sonic.
Good.
For LPOT, to store all their produce and all their fresh stuff. They're kind of running out of room there, so. They're all pre-packaged containers, and so it won't be a huge
Who
change
is it?
there.
Who is it?
El Patro,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. And then the other one is for a car dealership on the square. Everybody hears car dealership on the square and freaks out, but, I believe it's JDC Automotive. He essentially organizes these sales, online ahead of time, and he owns a transport business. So to get his dealer's license and be able to do that, he has to have a storefront. To have a storefront, he has to have the right zoning for it, it requires a CUP, so he'll only be storing at most a couple cars there, out back. It won't actually be actively selling per se there. He goes to these auctions, buys them, and then transports them directly to the buyer.
What building is that?
It's in between the Jackson Hotel and Amanda Lee Crafts.
Okay.
That was
One
the one that
23.
City Hall
Yes.
Small.
Yes.
Yeah, Kurt,
Used to
yeah.
be well, I think, yeah. So he's just using it as his office basically, and his storefront for that. Then we have a sign deviation request for San Jose. I don't know if anybody has driven by there and seen the giant letters outside. They put them there obviously for more of kind of a picture location, but it does qualify as a sign, so they need a deviation for it. So that'll be going to Planning Commission for their decision. And then that building as a whole, that owner would like to paint it. Its proposed color is a white, paint the brick white, with a black roof. It's kind of been a trend on a lot of new buildings. So that it's in the city entrance area, so any changes to it other than a natural brick have to be approved through Planning Commission, so that's going as well. AEC passed their final inspection day today. They still have to do landscaping, seed and sod, some little things to get full occupancy, but everything else passed. So I was pretty shocked. Not a lot of buildings passed first time around, so.
That's Industrial Park Drive, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
But,
The new building,
Yeah.
correct,
yeah.
the pond guys.
Okay.
Yep. So that went up really quick. And then, I don't know if I talked about this before, but 209 North Pearl Street, was on our dangerous structure process. It sold, went off process. We have a demo permit for it now. So, so I believe Gowing's Construction is the one that is gonna be demoing it. I believe he's gonna wait until he does the barn, do it about the same time.
Are you still waiting on Vultures to leave?
I'm still waiting on
Okay.
Vultures. I checked last week and they're getting close.
Actual vultures, not people.
Correct.
Vultures that act like vultures.
Yes.
Church Vultures.
Yeah.
Yeah, the biologist that I spoke with when this all initially started, had given me middle of August timeframe. And I think he's gonna be pretty close. You know, last time I checked, they were able to hop around, so they just have to be able to fly for us to be able to scare them out of there.
What kind of
I didn't know.
vultures are these?
Turkey vultures.
Are they protected?
Federally protected.
Oh, yeah.
That makes a lot more sense. I was.
You missed all kinds of things like.
I'm sad I wasn't there.
That's how he's going.
As weird as it sounds, they're a migratory bird, so they're protected.
Well, that's good, so they'll be leaving.
Hopefully. At some point, that yes, they will be leaving.
Next year, their
They will be
habitat
there.
will be there.
Okay. So that's all I have.
Interesting.
Randy?
All I have is to thank Chief Corbin for inviting me to attend the funeral. And although I hope I never have to go to one again, it was one of the most amazing experiences I've ever witnessed. So that was quite amazing, seeing all of everyone come together like that, and all of those departments. There was representatives from New York City and Chicago even coming. So that was almost life changing, honestly. It was awesome. So that's all I have.
Stephanie? Nothing? Hey, Jared, you have anything tonight?
No, just a few things. Again, thanks to Chief Corbin for going up there. I talked to several officers that are my friends and they talk about that. So again, city manager, thank you for going. Just a couple kudos here today, if you don't mind. Brett, thank you again for looking at getting that water line, moved over there. My dealings with Rep Rapid and these creeks is not 100%, so I appreciate that. Mitch, I didn't realize that you were so involved in this, that the building over there.
Which one? 115?
Yeah, so appreciate it. Appreciate it. There's some stuff that goes along, it's kind of thankless, but I do appreciate that very, very, very much. When it's all said and done. Stephanie, you also, this stuff on the financial stuff, which I do go over, I enjoy doing it. It doesn't come together by itself. So it has that. But last of all, I'd like to thank the council. We've tackled some what I believe is kind of tough decisions. Haven't always agreed on those decisions at all. But we've come out the other end being very, very respectful to each other. And, you know, when, unfortunately or unfortunately, we got some tough ones to tackle ahead of us. And not everything's gonna be 4-0 or something like that by any stretch of imagination. But there's so many city councils that I see that once there's a disagreement in there, then it starts to go downhill after that a little bit, and then it gets to be a little bit of a personal. Very, very respectful debate today, Councilman Brown. I do appreciate it, and I respect your vote very, very much. That's all I had.
It's always hard to follow.
Backward.
Yeah.
I felt like being over here.
Brett, this is probably a question for you. Do we have any authority over that creek that runs on the east side of Wallace Park Drive under the entrance to the Miami County Fairgrounds?
You have to hold to see if we have a drainage easement or
Okay.
I'm sure we probably have.
I noticed those pedestrian like footbridges, the metal ones. The bank is starting to erode out. One
Yeah,
of those
that's
is
actually been
completely
worked on
collapsed.
twice in the last 2 weeks.
Of that.
I did see a PO come through, they did some Sackreed along, I assume it was this week, because I just saw the PO come in today. So, yeah.
Would might be able to answer that, would we be able to explore anything to make those improvements more permanent from a financial standpoint or project standpoint? Across the board,
The
yeah.
biggest problem is so much that,
Water.
it would have to be water.
That one receives all of the storm runoff from that part of town.
It pinches down right there, and that's the biggest problem. It would
Be a substantial erosion control
be
project.
a decent sized project to widen that drainage ditch. And it's something we can certainly look at down the road, but.
Yeah, probably bigger than our department, I'll tell you that. but-
Filter it and turn it into a splash pad. No, but outside of that, yeah, the crosswalks I haven't seen, but I hear they look good. I'm gonna go check those out. What, I like to walk.
I'm surprised you haven't seen this all the time.
Yeah, outside of that, I don't have anything. I think I'll say I always have things for Brett.
Josh?
I think Jared did a great job on the kudos. I just second those kudos. Really always thankful to be associated with everyone in this room. Y'all do a fine job representing the city and representing a really special group. So I just want to second that, and I want to second the disagreement thing. I hope that it never gets taken personally. I think that on boards like this, the very best thing can happen is some disagreement and some debate, because that's always what produces the best product. And that it's thought through and stood the test of opposition. And so I just appreciate the gentlemanly disagreement.
Yeah.
I don't have anything other than at our work session, I had brought up the fact that we have a lot of old sidewalks in Paola that are, some of them are covered up with grass, the brick sidewalks. And I would like for us to start thinking about encouraging the owners of the homes to uncover their sidewalks. And then we also can start thinking about putting in some sidewalks with our half-cent sales tax where they're needed, especially when the kids have to walk to and from their homes in the city. That's it.
All right, I have just a couple of things. First, we have consider an appointment to the Taylor Recreation Commission Board, and you all received the two applicants' information in your packet. I don't know either one of these individuals,
But they live
but they live
3
next
houses
to each other.
They know each other.
So
Does anybody know them?
they both seem
Okay.
to have good reason for wanting to be on, and I'm glad to have. It's not easy to find people that want to volunteer for anything right now, so. Anybody have a feeling one way or the other?
Unfortunately, I don't know either one of these gentlemen.
And we do have the resume
Yeah.
from one.
And it looks like they've both already been kind of involved in the rec itself
They have?
with like youth sports and
Where did you get that?
volunteering in their application at the bottom.
As Alex.
Oh, okay.
The one will just have to know if he gets chosen, he won't be able to referee. Unless he wants to do it for free.
I take that, I'll take that back. I have met Mr. Van Babcock on a couple of occasions. So, he, and again, this is no slight on, Mr. Jeffries, I think, over there. I'm just saying, or Mr. Miles, I'm sorry. That's over there. He made and he told me a story why he moved to Paola.
Ben,
Ben did, yeah, so I talked to him one day and he told me he had a couple kids and I had two of my grandkids and we were at the Wallace Park and we were discussing Paola and he was very, very sincere on the reasons he moved to Paola. For the reason like a lot of people move to Paola. He wants to make this his home and that's what he wants to do. And again, unfortunately, I don't know Mr. Jeffries. But I can vouch for Mr. Babcock. That he is a young man who has a young wife and two young kids, I believe, boys. And he really has, what he told me was he has a sincere to live here in town and wants to see the town do well. So that's all I can say.
and I know to fulfill our role on the commission, they have to live in city limits.
Mhm.
So,
And we're just voting on one.
so if anybody has,
I'll nominate Ben Babcock just for the simple fact, and this is no reflection on Mr. Miles whatsoever. But other than I know him, and I'll see if I can get in, if there's anybody that'll agree with me, so I will throw Mr. Babcock's name out there.
I will second that.
McMahon.
JR.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Great, okay, McMahon,
Aye.
Hugo.
Aye.
Brown.
Aye.
Shields.
Aye.
all right, motion passed. I just have a few more things. So, sorry. Randy and I attended it's more than it's like every 2 months now.
Yes.
City County Summit today in Lewisburg. And got some pretty, actually really helpful statistics from the superintendent over there about taxes. So she may be putting some of it in our packet. So make sure you look at your Friday updates because it was really enlightening, some of the info that he gave us. He's lived all over the state, so he took his house and said what he would be paying in taxes in all these different counties. And we were the lowest. So contrary to some popular belief. It was interesting. It was very interesting. And then the first day of school, like what Chief Corbin said, I know it's a headache for a lot of people. It'll be my first year not in the first day of school line since 2004. So I'm
Enjoy.
excited. Yeah. So anyway, patience, the virtue, but police department always does a great job trying to help everybody get through that first couple days and then it kind of smooths out after that. Public Works, shout out for getting that little project done by the stoplight at Hedge Lane. Speaking of school traffic, when I saw it, I'm like, I know Brett's gonna have it done before they start.
Yeah, I told us it's got.
Yeah. So good job there. And then Roots Fest is next weekend. So thanks in advance for that. Hopefully you don't have to do anything extra other than stand there and watch. And then last but not least, I don't know, so I've been in this room since 2011. And I don't know that we've ever had the entire governing body in the parade. So thank you all for showing up. I know it means a lot of people. Thank you to the fire department for offering me a ride at the end. I'm like, my face was bright red, I'm sure, so I probably look like I need help, but I made it, so. Anyway, I was glad to have everybody there. I know it means a lot to the community.
Yeah, it was great to see all council members there.
Yep. So, anyway, that's all I have. There's a motion to adjourn.
I wanted to say, mention one more thing, Brad. Closing comments. I just want to say, even though I voted against that I wish the Lomans all the best. And I really hope that they make something special out of this place.
You did your job.
Yeah.
I have a question, Chief Corbin, does one officer go to all the schools always? I mean, he's just assigned there always, that's just all he does?
Correct, yes.
Okay,
Yeah, he's assigned to all the schools,
and,
and then we have our day shift walks through periodically,
okay,
at least once per shift,
okay.
so.
And are we still paying half of that and the city, the school district pays half?
Yes,
Okay.
I was there this morning to deliver donuts from our church, and I saw PD doing their route,
yep,
getting warmed up, so.
And they do unlock grandkids' college.
they do.
Yes, keep that very.
All right, so with that, we have a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that motion.
McMahon.
Aye.
Hugo.
Aye.
Brown. Shield.
Aye.
All right, meeting adjourned.
I'm really excited.
Yeah, Miss Amy, thanks.